Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Scoop on K-State, a show featuring leaders of Kansas State University and our efforts to become a next-gen land-grant university. We have a special guest today. It is an honor to welcome K-State alumnus Jeff Ellison, who is serving as chair of our K-State Alumni Association Board of Directors this fiscal year. Jeff has just started his term as board chair for this upcoming year, but has been a board member since 2019. He earned a bachelor's in architecture from K-State in 1990, and along with his wife Becky, they've been longtime volunteers in the St. Joseph, Missouri area. Jeff is a principal at Ellison Architects, a member of AIA and NCARB. As a registered architect, he oversees planning and design phases for all projects and is involved in construction administration. So thank you, Jeff, for being here. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we're going to dive in real quick. For viewers who are not familiar with the association, the board, maybe the structure, your position, maybe just share a little bit about, what the board does, how that operates, and your structure.
Sure. The board really is made up of 21 elected board members. We bring on 5 every year for a 4-year term. And our main goal is for oversight and support of the association, give advice when we can, review policy, and just kind of keep an eye on things.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people may not realize that we're one of only 22 self-governed alumni associations in the entire country. So really, that and the board and you act as my boss, essentially, right?
Yeah, a little bit. We're working as a team there. You got a great staff underneath you, and that's why things are going so well. And that's why we end up being number 1 in the Big 12 and top 10 nationally for a long time.
Yeah, we do have terrific staff. And so it's neat to have alumni-led organization that's there for the independent voice of alumni. And so I think that's really important. In terms of, we talked about our mission to reach, connect, and serve, our board really believes that, and they really help us out with some of those initiatives, like you mentioned, whether it be policies, strategic plan, how do we support, the athletics foundation, campus, university. We're going to get into that a little bit about campus partnerships. I know we're heading to Ireland, which is why I've got my iron pullover here, but that's another way we connect with the university as well. So it's great to have that independent structure, that 501c3,
to keep us in our mission, but it's also nice that even in that separate setup that we work so well with the university partners.
Yeah. And so we're so fortunate to have that long history, like I talked about, with supporting alumni friends, university. Maybe dive a little bit into students. How does our Alumni Association provide unique experiences for future and current K-State students?
Well, the association does quite a bit, and from early on through current students and to alumni, the programs like Born to be a Wildcat for the little guys 0 to 2 years old. It's a free program for them. They get a small gift and birthday cards and transition them to the Junior Wildcat Club. Up to 12 years old, with membership kit, newsletters, or birthday cards. that really gets that purple going for them.
My daughter just got a birthday card for Willie, and she was shocked. She loves Willie.
Our 3 kids were taught about the purple way from day one. So these things help parents do that. And then you talk about for the students that are here now, or even for coming the sophomores only program that gives those kids a taste of what college life is like. They get to spend the night on campus during the open house weekend and then see campus for open house. That's a great program.
That's really
SAB runs and does a really good job.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So it's high school sophomores who come on campus for a couple days a night during open house, and you can feel the energy. A lot of people don't realize, we looked this up, the yield rate on that is incredible. So for those students who attend that as high school sophomores, 95% end enrolling at K-State.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's a really incredible program. So,
and then for the students that are here with homecoming and student events and student awards, we do a lot for that. Homecoming's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't realize how much the Alumni Association does for that and makes that happen.
No, you're exactly right. I don't think, and I as a student, I hate to say it, but I didn't realize the association put that on. But we are responsible for homecoming. And Wildcats Forever, I think you mentioned that. That's a great student program.
Yeah.
Scholarships. We're actually, a lot of people may not realize, we award over $700,000 annually in scholarships.
That's incredible.
St. Joe, Missouri, which you and Becky are involved in. I think that's very neat. That's a great alumni event that also is a scholarship event. Maybe touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, so we have the St. Joe area, which also takes in Doniphan County on the Kansas side. And so any juniors or seniors that are thinking about K-State, we bring them in. Usually have a speaker or two from campus there. And then we offer them a scholarship that evening just for being there. Mm-hmm. And if they end up coming to K-State, we make sure they get that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat when you see that interaction. It's kind of neat. Actually, I think we even had a transfer student last year come over, and she even got a scholarship, which is kind of neat. So that's neat to see. We talked a lot about how we interact, the events, pre-games, programs. We offer so much. The other thing is that you're also involved in, it's just a short drive down the road from you, is the Wabash, Kansas City Wabash.
Yeah, that's a great event. Yeah, so we've been able to be a part of that the last several years and raises money for so many scholarships. And so that being an Alumni Association event, maybe people don't realize that the Alumni Association is concerned about the new students coming in, so we can create those alumni as they come and support the whole university. So it's a big part of what we do.
Yeah, that's almost 20 years going strong. We've raised over $5 million.
It's amazing.
And it's a great event. We're able to bring together about 1,000 alumni each year. It sells out early, so if you're looking for tables or tickets, that's a good piece of advice. Usually by the end of September, it's sold out, and this is the last Friday in February each year.
Yeah, so it's so successful. I just wonder if they're going to look for a bigger venue because it is always sold out, and everybody has a great time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're also the keepers of tradition. You mentioned homecoming, but what's I think very pertinent in your role, and we're so fortunate to have you as board chair, the stars aligned, is that we got a little bit of a sneak peek about the building. So maybe tell everybody about what's going on with the building. Well,
the Alumni Center is almost 25 years old, and so we felt like it needed a little remodel, a little refresh. Like anybody in your house, things start to wear out after a couple decades, and so that's where we think we are with the building. And so we're going to focus mostly on finishes, carpet, walls, ceilings, update the lighting because there's been so many advances in lighting technology, and really just get a little brighter feel in there. It's been a great building. I think it's worked for us amazingly for almost 25 years. We just want to update that and make sure it's good for another 25.
Yeah, actually, just before this, we were walking the building, kind of going through some plans, some ideas. You think about it, it's a premier venue, beautiful facility, timeless, classic. We want to make sure it's the premier venue moving forward. And it's really neat that it's right next to the Welcome Center, the Bernie Family Welcome Center. So we have prospective students, we have current students, obviously alumni, friends. The university uses that constantly. So we're a great partner with campus to utilize that. So it's just, like I said, updating it. Also the experience, right? History, tradition, the K-State story. I'm really excited about where that's heading and where it's going.
Yeah, so we hope to really enhance that with this project. We're going to work through some interactive things that we're going to move in that tells that story and that history that maybe will bring more people into the building. We really want it to be a very nice place that people want to be and are comfortable when they're there. So more alumni will spend time there when they're on campus.
Yeah. Is there any certain aspect of the project right now that you're most excited about?
Well, the interactive parts are going to be the biggest impact, I think. Other than just freshening it up and getting a little brighter in there and more up to date will be nice. But when we can incorporate some of those interactive things with Willie and with some other things in game day and the different colleges on campus, that's really going to make people want to come in and see those things. Yeah. It's going to change the way the building feels, I think.
And I tell people all the time, I'm so fortunate for Amy Button-Renz, Kurt Frazier, all those that came before us that were able to contribute to the facility, that we have this beautiful facility and we're getting to update it instead of build a new facility.
Yeah, I think
so fortunate.
25 years ago, not a lot of alumni associations had such a center like that. Maybe more do now. But it's been a great tool for us to promote K-State, to promote alumni events, and really has worked wonders for us.
Yeah, we're excited. We're going to have a little bit more, I know, on that as a public launch in November in the K-Stater, but I wanted to mention that's upcoming. So a little sneak peek.
Very exciting.
There. Yeah, it's going to be great. So it's Ireland week. And I know you're going to be in Ireland. I'll be there. We're excited about Dublin and K-State taking on Iowa State. I think there's going to be something nearly 11,000 K-Staters.
That's great.
Is what Gene and Athletics have told me. I mean, tons of K-Staters. It's going to be lots of purple. We're both going to be there. Maybe expand on what this experience means for our alumni and what some plans we may have.
Yeah, well, so the Alumni Association is going to be there in force, taking care of all the K-Staters that show up in Dublin. So that's going to be exciting. There's always going to be a place that you can find K-Staters while you're there if you're going. But even the game being on such a global stage, that early in the season, it's going to be big on TV. It's going to be bigger across the country to have a Big 12 matchup, and then of course show
both teams ranked,
right, and show K-State and get some purple out there. We're going to turn the Emerald Isle a little bit of purple that day, I think.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So we got a sneak peek for those members that are there. We've actually got this really cool exclusive pint glass for K-Staters. Only available in Ireland. You have to be a member, but you can show up Friday or Saturday morning at the Alex Hotel, 8 to 10, and you get this really cool silicone pint cup. So it actually looks glass, but it's silicone, so it's easy packing.
Yeah.
So there may be a few beverages shared in those, I'm assuming. So
that's what they say, yeah.
And then we decided, association, to do green koozie, so that'll be kind of a fun, unique tradition. So we got, I think, 4 different pubs. I always tell people, check our website. So if you're heading to Ireland, there's a list of events, association like we normally do. We're able to put together all the list of information for alumni. So it's k-state.com/Ireland. And you can find all those pubs, locations, activities there, which is great. Also, if you're a member, you need your Ireland gear. I was telling Jeff, you can head to the bookstore. Members get 15% off at the K-State campus bookstore. So head there.
Great.
And get your green and your purple before we head out. So
it'll be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Be a good win.
Yeah. Maybe share your vision for the upcoming year as chair, leadership group, and the board. So maybe talk about what your vision is for this year.
A lot of our time will be thinking about the building and refresh. So that's going to take a lot of time. We're working on design right now. We'll be moving into implementation, so we're ready for that 25th year anniversary of the building in 27. Mm-hmm. So that's going to take a lot of time. Like we do every year, we're trying to find new ways to connect with alumni, and that there's a lot of things we can do and grow our membership. And then, as always, don't really like to talk about how difficult financial times can be, but that's something we do as a board, is make sure that the financial well-being of the association is where it needs to be as well.
Yeah, I think that's important, really, in terms of us being able to support ourselves and what we do. We do about 300 events a year, and really what that is to engage, connect, reach alumni. And then also we talked about scholarship piece, transferring scholarship dollars, helping the university. So really we're in goal is we are there to serve K-Staters everywhere, which I think is really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what can K-Staters everywhere do to help us further that mission?
Well, I think number one is you continue your membership, or if you're not a member, join. Mm-hmm. And I think those that are members, talk to your friends that aren't members, get them to join, get the word out. We need to spread it as much as we can. And then just participate wherever you are. Be a K-Stater where you are. If it's in your hometown, if you've got a club, or if you've got a alumni group, get together. If it's a watch party, if it's informal or formal, if you want help from the association, give somebody at the association a call, and they can support those activities as well. But it's really just getting the word out about K-State.
Yeah, I think it's so important. Talks about the award-winning K-Stater magazine. We talked about the discounts, the bookstore and others, national discounts, access to events, merchandise, like we mentioned, and then just the ability to connect with other K-Staters as well. Maybe talk about some of the clubs around the country, how you can get involved, like you and Becky are.
Yeah, so I know that if you get on the website, there is a club finder, a club locator at k-state.com. Yep. And if you're new to the area, or you don't know if there's a club near you, get on there and they'll tell you where it is. And that'll be just for meetings or for watch parties or whatever, how to get involved. It's
amazing how many times people will be traveling and they use that. If they're in Austin or Houston or Boston or LA and they're there for work or maybe leisure, they want to watch the game with other K-Staters. It's kind of neat that they can plug that in, go to the local spot wherever they're watching the game and feel like they're at home.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is really neat. So anything else in terms of support, get involved, activities you wanted to share?
Well, as far as support goes, the Tradition Founders campaign we do every year is very important. It helps us do with the scholarships, especially we have a lot of lifetime members, which is a great way to join the association. But then once you get that finished, it's also nice to give back in that as much as you can every year, even if it's not very much, just to support the things that we do through that program. The bowl games, if you can, and you're interested in heading to a bowl game, the Alumni Association does great work to put those on and make those seamless. Those are great ways to get involved. And then, of course, we talked about the Wabash. If that's something that interests you, get part of that. That's a great night and for a great cause.
Yeah, we were just talking about this recently with staff. We have pre-games at all the away games. So people are used to seeing our social or going to our website, seeing where the pregame's going to be when they're heading to Stillwater or maybe Tucson or wherever they're headed this fall. They can check out K-State website or social media, check out where the pregame's going to be before the football game. And that's on all road games. But then also new in the last year and a half since I've came on board is the Football Fridays.
Right. So
Friday before a home football game, fans or out of town guests or whoever meet at Manhattan Brewing Company on that Friday, usually 4 to 6. That's a great time to get together with other K-Staters as well. So
yeah, and really just encourage folks to get together with their local group as well, even if it's not a formal get together. I know when a couple of years ago when the basketball team was making a run, we did it in St. Joe. We got our group together and watched all the games, especially when it comes tournament time. And that's a great way to spread a little purple around.
Yeah. Speaking of which, why don't you talk about maybe the special connection to St. Joe, that history, women's basketball, Coach Schneider?
Yeah, I mean,
People may not know.
We're excited. Coach Schneider grew up in St. Joe. He's got a great story to tell. If you've ever seen him at an event, he likes to tell that story. So a lot of the folks in St. Joe went to high school with him that are in our group, have great stories about him growing up. And so we have a pretty good connection there with Coach Schneider.
It's pretty neat that he's from St. Joe and just across the way.
Yeah.
So close to K-State. So anything else you'd like to share today, Jeff?
Really great things about being a member at K-State. You think about the K-Stater magazine, that's worth the price of your membership alone. That's a award-winning magazine, and it really keeps you up to date on the things that are happening in K-State and in Manhattan. So that's a great thing.
Absolutely.
If it's something you like, homecoming, because the association puts so much work into homecoming, they have a lot of events for everybody. If you want to come to the game or you want to come to the parade, those
all
are fun.
Throughout the week, yep, absolutely. Yeah. Kicking off the 5K and the parade.
Yep. And I wanted to mention, we haven't mentioned, the other thing the association does was the grad bash and the way they get the graduates coming, get ready for graduation, have a breakfast with them, give them a gift. That's a wonderful thing for them. And then it kind of introduces them, if they haven't been already, to the Alumni Association and the benefits of supporting K-State once you're gone.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody else about that, and I said how much the students enjoy, whether it's breakfast or sometimes do it in the evening, and we have ice cream and T-shirts and maybe some libations. And one of the faculty members said, "Well, it's not just the students; we like to come over too." So I think it's well received, but that's a great time of year as well. So we'll appreciate you being here today. And this is part of my favorite part of the podcast is we get to share a scoop of Call Hall ice cream. We're limited on flavors, of course, but we do have Call Hall ice cream. So out of the 3 flavors, what'd you choose today?
I'm a chocolate guy. I like chocolate.
Me as well. So I think we'll enjoy some chocolate. But Jeff, thank you for all you do. So appreciative of your service, your leadership, especially during this time of the association. Just we continue to excel and rise, and that's because of great people like you, our board, our staff. And so just thank you so much. Appreciate all that.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So that wraps up another episode of The Scoop on K-State. I'm Adam Walker, President and CEO of the K-State Alumni Association. I want to thank you for watching or listening to our show. Until next time, be sure to share this podcast with other K-Staters. Select that follow button on your podcast app so you'll never miss another episode. On behalf of the K-State Alumni Association staff, we are proud to be number 1 in the Big 12. We value and appreciate your ongoing support and membership. And if you're not currently a member, as Jeff said, please consider joining. And of course, Jeff,
go Cats.